not to mention there's this silhouette. Is it gonna be like when there's a CG of them kissing? It's just gonna be. Is it just gonna be this like shadow, and then the love interest? Because if it is, like, how is that gonna work? I don't understand. Surely that's like horror. Hello everyone, it's Luli, and today I'm going to be doing an exploration video of the Sympathy Kiss official website. Now this recently dropped, literally like, well, by the time this is uploaded, maybe like 2 days ago. And obviously it's quite exciting. I thought maybe I can go through the story, the synopsis and all of that on the spot, translate it so that you guys know what this game is all about, and then we can kind of like hype over it. I know it's not localized, but I think it will still be fun. But before I start, as is always the case with these videos, I have hidden this secret somewhere in this video. If you manage to find it, do comment the timestamp in like the comments below. And if it's correct, I shall pin it to the top so that you can be proud of the glory of finding it, because I do usually make it quite difficult. But anyway, let me start. So this here is the Sympathy Kiss official website. I don't know about you guys, but like, do you already have a favorite? Because, you know, I think they all look really pretty in their own way. Personally, this guy is the one that I find most attractive, followed by this guy. I'm sorry, but look at him. Look at those glasses. I don't know. I'm guessing that's Poster Boy. I can't remember. I won't watch the trailer. You guys can do that in your own time. But yeah, I think one thing that was noted when people were looking through the sort of trailer or, you know, teaser movie or whatever it's called, was that they were all holding this purple tulip. And I remember looking up the meaning of purple tulips. I can't actually remember anymore, but I remember all of us like hyping about it. But anyways, so let's look at the story. Let me close that. So we've got the synopsis here. It says, what was waiting after being transferred to the other department is a new work and new love. Bear in mind, I am kind of like translating it on the spot, so it may not sound as clean as you would like to, but I thought I'm just trying my best to, you know, communicate this to you all so that we can all hype over it together. But anyway, so the main character was working at this application company as a designer for about 1 year. And she was starting to get used to work and, you know, feeling satisfied and living generally an ordinary life every day. And so it's kind of typical for, you know, an office-based otome game, I guess. I thought it was like quite classic, the adult equivalent of, you know, the girl running with a bit of bread in her mouth because she's late to school and then she bumps into the love of her life. Like that, but like the adult office environment equivalent. But anyway, one day there's this info application that has been rumored to, you know, close down. So I guess it's not as popular anymore. So there's this application that, yeah, they're like, okay, we need to close down the server because it's kind of pointless now. And then so she suddenly, I guess they're trying to revive this application. She basically suddenly ends up being transferred to the planning editorial sort of part, like department of this application. And in order to do this, I guess they accumulated a small number of like elite but very strange, problematic almost, bunch of guys to try and renew this application. And she's gonna have to work with these guys, you know, together. So I imagine it's gonna be quite like, again, a typical Tommy situation where you've got a bunch of like very unique guys that are a bit strange. And then she's gonna have to work with them, like somehow get along with them. And I bet they're all gonna not be very good with teamwork and stuff, and it's gonna be all over the place. This is like my speculation, by the way. But yeah, being, you know, struggling with the partner that has like all sorts of strange traits and are a little bit problematic. She works really hard to bring back this application despite it being a relatively newish sort of type of job, I guess. Little does she know that at the end of this work waits a new love. I love it so much. It's so but yeah, no, I think it'll be quite, it's been a while since I've played. I mean, I've recently been playing an office-based game, but it's been a while since I've played an office-based game that's like automate, you know? So this will be, I think, quite new. But anyway, moving on to the world building of it. So, the company Estario. I don't know. The logo's here, but my face is hiding it. So, but it says Estario. It's the company that the main character and the love interests work at. I think it started as a result of the Estasi app, which is the one that's actually closing down, I believe. Yeah, it's the very first info application that was started 2 months after the company was formed. So it's their very first application that's unfortunately going down. And this happened 7 years ago that they started this application. And now they have 3 applications, including that. And not to mention, they sometimes form partnerships, like that other companies kind of ask them for help with certain things, and that's part of their job as well. And the company itself is doing really well, so that's good news. I'm acting like this is like if the main character is my friend or something, but anyway. Curation application Estasi. So yeah, 2 months after the company was formed, it was started. And the very first info application by Estario. It was doing really well, but recently it isn't being used as much, and then therefore that's why it was brought up that they may shut it down, which is a real shame really, but I guess that's why they're going to try and bring it back up again. So Tempesti Kabushiki Gaisha, so the company Tempesti, excuse me for my lack of being able to pronounce words. So it's an IT type company that works in, you know, like gaming stuff and media stuff, and I think this is the one that Estario got the. I hate company names, but I think Tempesti is the company that Estario is like partnering up with, because one of the love interests, the father, is the CEO. So I think they work together. Yeah, the love interest, I believe, is the heir to this company, and so that's cool. So that, yeah, basically, simply put, without me rambling, got Estario, main character works for them. That's where the application that's going down is in. And Tempesti is the company that they're partnering up with for some reason. I guess we learn in the game. And then you've got Bar Evergreen. And excuse me if you can hear stuff outside. I think something's happening. I don't know. But this is Bar Evergreen. It's an atmospheric bar that the Estario employees often go to. So I'm guessing, you know, there's going to be some like heartfelt family-like feel of all these love interests working together that go to this bar. I don't know. Again, speculation, judging by previous otome games I've played. But yeah, an atmospheric bar, Evergreen, that the employees of Estario like going to. And the master is, I'm not very good with names, so we're gonna have to go through that in a moment, but I think the master is the one that's a bit old. What a way to describe him. You'll know what I mean in a moment. And it has a very like elegant, calm feel, and I guess that's why everyone likes going there. It feels kind of therapeutic. And of course, the alcohol tastes good, but food is great there too. So yeah, it's making me want to go to that bar. I know it's fictional, but... Now moving on to the characters, which is the bit that I absolutely adore personally. So you got the main character, which is a silhouette So may I just say something, right? On Twitter, it's been like everyone's been talking about how there's this main character and she doesn't have a face and all of this. But what I can't help but wonder is normally with these main characters, they have like they look very generic. They look like me basically, but without a face. They have, you know, long hair, tends to be brown, but they just don't have a face. So why is it that this main character, that's a silhouette, have like nice detailed hair, can sort of, it almost looks like someone drew her and then decreased the brightness so that you can't see all the details, which I'm really confused about, because if you're gonna make a bog standard main character, why wouldn't you do that? Like if they're silhouette, you don't really, do you see where I'm coming from? It's not something you really pay much attention to. Not to mention there's this silhouette. Is it gonna be like when there's a CG of them kissing, it's just gonna be is it just gonna be this like shadow and then the love interest? Because if it is, like, how is that gonna work? I don't understand. Surely that's like horror. I don't know. I'm very intrigued. I want to know how they're gonna make this work, because it seems, I'm guessing it's to make it so that the otome game is very self-insert, which is nice for those who self-insert. I think it's perfect, but even so, even those who self-insert, will they be okay with it just being like this shadowy figure? I don't know. But anyway, excuse me, I don't know for the love of God how to pronounce that. Let's just call her main character for now. It does say that you can change the you know, names, so I guess it could be Luli if I wanted her to be, although I wish I could put my hair up like that, because I struggle with doing my hair up. Anyway, rambling again. So she's been working at Stario for a year as a designer, and she had been getting used to her job finally recently, and then suddenly, despite that, she gets moved to another department and is now moved to the department that's, you know, planning and editing like this news application, Estasi. Okay, remember that, guys. Estasi. And yes, I guess that's what she's working on. Very, very straightforward, but as I said, I don't know how they... Right, I'm gonna go from there downwards and like that, so we go for this one. I think he looks very cool, this one. Not so sure about his fashion sense. I'm being very judgy, I know. Love the bracelet though. Anyway, he's a junior staff that's older. That puts people in a very awkward position, because, you know, they're older than you yet they're juniors. So how do you, you know, treat them? He's a cynical Satori. So Satori generation is like a generation, oh, I don't know, I think they're younger than me, yeah. And it's all about kind of let me quickly Google it so that I can explain it a bit better, okay? I'm not very good at that sort of thing. Because I'm from the Yutori generation. Satori Sedai. A Japanese language neologism, yeah, used to describe young Japanese who have seemingly achieved the Buddhist enlightened state free from material desires, but who have in reality given up ambition and hope due to macroeconomic trends. The term was coined around 2010. So, from what age? Oh, so I'm included as part of this, right? Around from those born in 1987 to 1995. I was born in 1994, so I'm actually part of this generation. How did I not know this? I guess it's because I'm right at the end. I think because they were affected by the inflation, so kind of you're in this like kind of almost accepting / despair that, you know, getting a job's gonna be tough. Like, I guess that's kind of the mentality. I don't know. I would look more into it. Satori generation. Anyway. He was, basically, how'd you put it? He was employed, yeah, that's it, half a year ago, so 6 months ago, in the middle of, like, middle of, is that middle contract? I don't know how to put it, but I'm not going to even bother looking it up. But he was basically employed half a year ago, I think, in sort of as a midterm, instead of like employing him right at the beginning of the year, like middle way through, that sort of thing. And yeah, he was, you know, he became part of this department to renew this Estasi app. So literally when that renewal planning started, that's when he was employed. So he is literally starting now. And he is older than Saotome, or the main character. I think that's Saotome. But yeah, behaves as a junior staff to the main character in Saotome, which just makes sense because in the corporate law he is like more junior, but it's really weird. So he's cool and kind of nonchalant, shall we say, and he's very good at work, but doesn't have any sort of like energy or like motivation, I guess. And he's called Kohei Minato, or Minato Kohei. Aww. Bless him, a younger character. That's gonna be nice. Although I'm not so sure about what he's gonna be like. Is he gonna be cute? But then he's not younger than you. Sorry, I keep on thinking he's younger because it says Kohei, but that's an interesting dynamic. I wonder what he's gonna be like. So he's cynical. Is he gonna be like a tsunboy, or is he gonna just be depressing? I really don't know. Anyway, next one. So you've got Rokuro Yoshioka. Yeah, Yoshioka Rokuro. Okay, so he's the future CEO and perfect prince. He certainly does have the stereotypical prince. I mean, I'm sorry, he's wearing a bolo tie. That says it all. Being judgy again. I can't help it. It's just in my nature when it comes to love interests. Okay, so you've got Yoshioka Rokuro. Okay, Yoshioka Rokuro. Cool. So he is the heir to the... So you know how there was Estario, our company, and then Tempesti, which is like the one that they're partnering up with. He's the son of the CEO of Tempesti. There we go. I've said it correctly. Yeah. So a lot of girls try and go for him because he's, you know, pretty to look at, he's smart, and he has money. I mean, he's got it all, right? But you never know, his personality might suck. You gotta be careful with that. That's kind of one of the most important parts anyway. But yeah, a lot of girls are going for him. But it seems that he himself cares more, or is like right in there with the work and like cares so much about work that he doesn't really have like interest in love at the moment. But of course he's gonna end up liking the main character, and that's the beauty of it. And despite that though, he is really nice. He treats everyone really nicely, and even the main character, despite her being, you know, like not in his company, or his father's company. So so I find this really weird. When I saw him, I thought he was going to be like one of those player guys, you know? But I guess he's more like, you know, in shoujo manga you have usually the poster boy that's just like, hello girls, and they're just really nice to everyone. They're like everyone's prince type of thing. I guess he's like one of those people. I don't know, but I when I looked at him first, I thought he was going to be a player. Okay, next up. So you've got Shuya Usui, or Usui Shuya. Now, one thing I'm a little bit curious and confused about, and one of my subs actually brought this to my attention. Here it says sub character. So it says sub completable character. So does this mean he's like a love interest, or is he not? I don't know whether he's gonna have like a short route compared to the others, in which case I'm sorry everyone who loves the older master bar guy, but I guess at least my guess is that he's going to have a short route compared to the others. You're going to have 5 main love interests, and then this guy who's going to have a short route. That's my guess. Don't trust me on those words. I could be very wrong. But judging by the words, that's the vibe I get. It says the bar's master that's very reliant, like you can rely upon him. And Ikeoji. This is like cool oji-san. cool old guy. So that's what he is. He works and is like the owner of Evergreen, so that atmospheric bar that's found near Stario that everyone goes to. He's a very good listener and listens to the main character probably talk when the other guys are being problematic. I can so imagine it. Like it's classic, right? Where, you know, the other guys are being a pain, or one of the love interests is suddenly being cold, or doesn't talk to her because there's a misunderstanding, and then this Usui guy will be like, don't worry, it's okay. I don't know. I'm getting a bit carried away with my imagination there. Now, I think this is supposed to be, I don't know. He's the hit maker, whatever the hell that means. I'm gonna have to give a guess in a moment. He's a strange hit maker and dumb when it comes to personal space. So he's like a bit of an idiot when it comes to understanding how much personal space people require. He's called Mitsuki Saotome, so Saotome Mitsuki. Yeah, I actually knew how to pronounce that name. Sorry, got a bit excited there. But yeah, so Saotome Mitsuki. And he is the one in charge of planning and I guess, yeah, planning and like starting it and stuff. Despite being so young, he comes up with interesting like plans, and I guess so hitmaker must mean that he comes up with applications or things that are gonna be a hit. That's what, like, you know, gonna be good. And apparently, despite being young, he comes up with interesting plans and causes like them to be, and they all turn out to be quite good, and therefore is kind of considered a bit of a genius. So I guess that's pretty cool. Loving the earrings there. His fashion sense is probably my favorite so far. It doesn't look a bit silly like the others. He's very intelligent, but has like a personality that's a little bit not of this world, so a little bit odd perhaps. But ends up like as a result causing people around him to struggle, because you know he'll probably be like, no, let's do this, no, we need to do that now, and everyone's like, what? But we've got this stuff to do. And he's like, no, we've got to do it now. And then, if you know what I mean, so he probably causes a little bit of a chaos in the department because he just kind of goes off on his own. But because he is very good with people and is very good at being doted upon, he's probably really adorable then, you know. But because of that, most people, despite, you know, complaining while they do so, will, you know, be involved and help him out, even if he's a bit, goes on a bit of a chaotic moment. But yeah, so he's a strange hitmaker and not very good with personal space guy. Now, this is the one that I'm really looking forward to. Of course, he was like the strict suits guy. So he's the demon boss. Oh god, he's going to be really scary. But oh bless him, he's a Bukio tsundere, so he's going to be a tsun boy, and he's not very good when it comes to like, I guess, people. So oh my god, I can already see how cute this route's gonna be. And you've got, he's called Youji Kobase. Yeah, Kobase Youji. Okay, Kobase Youji. And he's the one that's like the head of this Estasi renewal plan. Yeah, he's like the head of it. And he's actually the one that said, no, let's bring new people and actually try and renew this. So he's actually the one that started all this and then collected all the members. So he chose us. We must be really good. I'm joking, obviously. He's one of those people that you really can't see what his private life is like, because I guess he's such a work person that, you know, I guess he divides private and work like completely separate. So he's gonna be a tough rock to crack and look into his life, which I guess is gonna be interesting when we're playing him. But due to his a bit scary face, oh, bless him, and strict like a bit harsh words, it causes him to be feared within the company. Oh, bless him, he's misunderstood. Okay, right, so anyway, I'm actually quite looking forward to it. And look how happy Megane fans are going to be. He's got glasses on. And then you've got this one, which I do like the way he looks. He's a himo, which is like kept man, that's it. Like Shion from the Variable Barricade. He's a himo, so kept man. Casimir guy. I guess this is Casimir. I mean, maybe it is. Look how he's clearly put the clothes in the washing machine with like enzyme tablets, which is called. Of course, I know this. But oh, that's interesting. He's got a tattoo. What will be. Okay, I'm not so sure about that tattoo, like what it says, but okay. Sorry, I can't help it. I like his head though, like his hairstyle and the little beauty spot there. But I'm not too sure about what's going on with these holes. He clearly doesn't know how to look after his clothes, but anyway. I'm gonna stop judging. He's called Nori Tainaka. Okay, Tainaka Nori. I'm gonna really struggle with these names. Sometimes like I just can't, I'm told them and I just can't remember them. But so this is gonna be a rocky ride when I'm like reading it. If I don't know when I'll buy this game. I want to pre-order it, but honestly my bank account is crying right now. Like I'm unemployed, so I don't work. So I really shouldn't be buying games. So I'm probably gonna have to put this one on hold. Oh, how I wish I didn't have to, but that's the reality. So I probably won't be able to pre-order it, but I am really curious about this game and this character in particular I'm interested in. But apparently, and I love this setting makes it even more juicy. Apparently one day the main character finds him like fainted, like on the floor outside somewhere. And so she brings him back to hers to try and like help him out, but then I guess he sweet talks her in letting him stay at her house. So now there's this mysterious guy that's like living with her. I'm wondering if this happens in all the other love interest routes, because I'm seeing they're going, so what, like let's say they want to have like a date at home or something, is she gonna be like, not my home? Well, like, what if all the other love interests find out that she's just got this random guy living with her? Would you not be a bit suspicious? Like, how is that gonna work out? I don't know, but I love this setting. It's so juicy. But yeah, mysterious guy that ends up living with her. After she finds him, like, on, like, you know, on the floor, half, I don't know, there was something wrong with him. And he's a bit like one of those guys that you can't tell what they're thinking, because they're like, just kind of laughing. Kind of reminds me of Shion, to be honest. But he's really kind and, you know, is quite therapeutic to her. And yeah, he seems like my type, really. He seems adorable. It's funny, isn't it? Because there's this Megane guy and this Himo guy, and I like them, both of them equally when they're so different. But yeah, those two, when I one day buy this game, I shall be like, I'll be enjoying these two for sure. But anyway, that's it. I don't think the info page actually has anything yet. It usually doesn't. Yeah, no. I guess that's what the, like, this is where what the game looks like will be. So keep on, like, I guess you guys can check that out when it pops up, because, you know, if you follow their official Twitter page, they have all this info up. But anyway, that is the official page of Sympathy Kiss. So hopefully you found that helpful and enjoyable. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, these videos always hype it. I say I want to hype it up with you guys, always ends up hyping myself. I know it's a bit silly. But anyway, hopefully you found that secret. Remember to comment down below if you found it. And I guess the fun otome question of the day is, what are your thoughts on kept man characters? But anyway, that's it for today, and as is always the case, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and hopefully I'll see you in another one of my videos or streams. Bye!